Well, with Valentine's Day tomorrow, love is in the air. For one Lloydminster couple, the journey to happily ever after was long and something out of a movie. Our Abby St. John has more on this once-in-a-lifetime love story.
After connecting on a dating app, Jimmy and Lori Mitchell have had quite the journey to where they are now.
Got a message from Jimmy. I got a few, actually. He was pretty persistent, and I was shy. And
she kept standing me up.
Yeah, well, he asked me on a few dates, and then I would say yes, and then I'd cancel last minute because of nerves. And finally, there was a night we were out, me and the girls at Bo's for wings, and I messaged him saying if he wanted to meet me to come there.
So I went there, yeah.
Yeah.
And I met her.
Yeah, and we met that way, and it kind of took off from there.
After a few months of going on dates and spending time together, Jimmy was involved in an accident that left him without his memory for a year.
In June of 2015, I went to meet my buddy in Lac La Biche to buy his quad off him, actually, and stayed there the night. And then the next day we went quadding, and after we were done quadding, we went down to the lake to wash the quads off and that kind of stuff. And I decided to climb up on the top of his side-by-side at first just to clean all the mud off it, and then I got up there and I was being goofy, and I figured I was thinking about jumping off just for a laugh or whatever. And yeah, I can't really remember if I jumped or if I fell. And I still can't remember exactly what happened, but I woke up, I was face down in the water when I woke up, and I couldn't get nothing to move. My legs wouldn't move, arms, nothing. So I laid there and just waiting to die, really. and then my buddy Chad pulled me out of the water and got me back. I was out. I could feel my body filling full of water. And yeah, pulled me to shore, and I had to wait for stars to come and brought me to Edmonton. And Edmonton in for 2 days, I guess, with, I don't know, 35 pounds tied onto my head to straighten my spine back out. So had surgery and then rehab for 8 months after that.
During that time, Lori had no idea what had happened to Jimmy.
I was trying to call, and I couldn't get a hold of him. I didn't get a hold of anybody for 3 days. Finally, I found out what had happened. But when I went to the ICU, he couldn't talk. So he was spelling on a board, and he said, "I don't know her." So he didn't even know me at the time.
No, I didn't even know my parents.
Yeah,
at the
he
time.
didn't know anybody at the time.
So.
And I didn't know any of his family because they were from Newfoundland. They had
our relationship was brand new.
Yeah, and it was pretty new, right?
It took over a year till Jimmy regained his memory of Lori.
Once his memory become clearer, he had called me and asked me to come here and talk. So I did, and we've been together ever since.
I was scared to confront her because I knew I didn't remember her, and I don't know, it was so confusing because I figured she was mad at me because I couldn't remember her. Mm-hmm. So, but she forgave me anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was thinking about him the whole time. Like, I had written letters to him. I had gone to the hospital many, many times with my daughter, and we would just sit in the hallway and try to get the scoop on what was going on.
Yeah, it was quite the ordeal.
Yeah.
But we met back up, and gee whiz, a year later, I guess we were engaged, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
married, and we just got custody of his sons.
Through everything Jimmy and Lori have been through, they still love each other by showing each other in small ways.
Tells her I loves her every day. I tell her how beautiful she is every day, and you just
and the same, like, you gotta keep this spark alive, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty good at it. He's, I'd say, more better at that than I am. There was a day that I had come home once, and he had the song that he sang to me at karaoke, Amazed, on.
It was on the iPad.
And
she was having a rough day, so I
set
I
it
had
all.
I had it all set up so I could sing to her as soon as she got home. So.
Yeah.
And that cheered her up. So.
Yeah. Just little things like that, you know, making his favorite meal or.
You're just saying you got to work at marriage or relationships or whatever, but I don't really look at it as work. There's a lot of work. Sometimes work you don't really want to do, but I want to make her happy, so
Yeah.
I do whatever I can
Aw.
to make her happy. It's part of my job, I guess, which I love. So.
Part of their story is fighting and winning custody of Jimmy's son Chris, making their family complete.
I got the perfect life right now. It's hard to believe actually that you know I've been through so much and my legs and all that kind of stuff and
We fought for 3 years for him. Wow. Yeah.
for my son that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long road, but like we've been through a lifetime of obstacles, but we're getting through them. We're getting over them.
Yeah. That's right.
So, and when we do fight. Everybody fights.
Yeah.
Every
It's
couple
only
fights.
healthy.
But we came up with a plan that if we fight, we pushes the pause button
Yeah.
until we calm down or the next day, and then we'll push the play button
And
again.
always
And
to kiss and say I love you before good night. That's huge.
This is one love story that will last for a lifetime. For Primetime Local News, I'm Abby St. John.